In this corner, weighing in at 4,000 pounds, four-wheel drive, 800 horsepower, metal reinforced body, zombie slaying beast, the Jeep. And in this corner, an 8-pound explodey boy. Who will win? Okay, well, clearly that was a bust, and if you hadn't quite figured it out, we're testing out some vehicles versus landmines and seeing how well they'll work against them. So we started off with the 4x4 because that's what I'm using in the Wasteland Warrior series, and I wanted to see how well this would do against driving over landmines. We put down a candy tin landmine, didn't do anything. So we're going to try this again with all the landmines, candy tins, hubcaps, cooking pots. They don't seem to even notice that I'm here. So apparently the Jeep doesn't set off landmines. Okay, while doing some testing, here's something I found out. If you're driving in the Jeep and you literally drive over the landmine, like bounce up over the top of it, even parking on top of it and spinning your tires, it doesn't do anything. It's not going off at all. But drive over the middle of it and it blows up and actually hits your vehicle. Now, it doesn't do that much damage. None of the mines really do anything to it. But I just wanted to make sure I put this in there that is kind of weird, that if a mine goes directly under the tire of a vehicle, it doesn't blow up. But if it drives over the top of it, which has got more than enough clearance for a person to lay down here and not get blown up, then it decides to blow up. So that's a little bit on the weird side of things. So I guess if you're driving around in this, and you get a chance to run over it instead of driving over it, and you'll be a lot more safe. Alright, let's test out the motorcycle. Go over our candy tin first. I'm going to turn the HUD back on so we can see how much damage we actually take if it goes off at all. Alright, so with the motorcycle in here, it took just a little bit of damage. Not too bad. I took more damage than the actual bike itself did. Let's see if these mines do anything differently. Nope, did about the same amount of damage here. Okay, what about hubcap mines? Again, I'm taking more damage than the bike is, but so far, all the mines seem to do about the same amount of damage on each one of the vehicles. So yeah, 4 mines on a motorcycle, and I've still got more than 9/10 of the entire life cycle of the bike ready to go. So the motorcycle is okay for driving around. You'll take damage, but the bike really doesn't do too bad. So that's not too bad, but let's try some other vehicles. Alright, let's give the old mini bike a try and see how well it works out. I'm going to start off with a candy tin mine, just like we did with the rest of them. Seems like it did about the same amount of damage as it did to the motorcycle, so let's try the air filter mine. That one did a little bit more damage. Okay, what about the hubcap mine? They did about the same as well, and the cooking pot mine. We're just going to park right on top of it. Alright, well, once again, I mean, it didn't do as good as the motorcycle. We're down to 82% versus the 91% that the motorcycle was at, but it's still not that bad. I still took more damage than the actual vehicle did itself, and, you know, vehicle, you can repair the entire 100% of it if it's blown to pieces with one repair kit. Can't fix yourself, though. So, let's try the other vehicle. Alright, now how about the bicycle? This little 2-leg powered vehicle. Let's see how well it'll do against any of the landmines. See if we can even survive any of these or not. Okay, not too bad. Candy tin mine didn't do too bad. Let's check the air filter mine and see how it does. That one took a little bit more damage. The air filter mine seems like it does a little bit more of a pop than the rest of these. Try the hubcap mine. That one took a decent chunk as well. And now the cooking pot mine. Okay, clearly the bicycle is not nearly as good as the mini bike or the motorcycle, and none of them are as good as the 4x4, which would make sense based on how their actual scaling of this actually goes. So, again, you can run over landmines and not take nearly as much damage just riding over them on a vehicle as you could running over the top of them. But let's keep going, shall we? One other thing I do want to test out just to see if it works or not any kind of differently is I want to see if there's any kind of differences if you run over the mine and it blows up on your front tire, if it does any more damage than it does if you run over it with your back tire. So that took us down 13% by running it over on the front tire. Let's see if we can't run over, get this on the back tire and see what it does. It did about the same here, not too bad. So those are the exact same mine. We lost 27%. We took about the same amount of damage regardless where we were on the front or the back. Seems like it's a little bit on the random side. Doesn't do the exact same amount every time, but that's okay. So you can see that it doesn't matter which wheel you run over it, a boom is still going to be a boom. And of course we have to test the gyrocopter, just in case you're coming in for a hot landing and you don't see the landmines laying on the field here. Let's see how well this will do. We're going to go over the same order of the mines. We did all of them. Candy tin first. Okay, that didn't take too much damage. This is a little bit harder to control as far as like the steering goes. So I'm kind of coasting over the top of it, but we'll see if we can slow it down just a smidge. Okay, the front wheel didn't seem to do anything. There we go. Alright, that didn't do too bad. Keep on trying out here. Let's go for the candy. Oh, nope, that one didn't do much. And the cooking pot mine didn't really do that much either. Alright, so the gyrocopter can take way more of a hit than the bicycle and the mini bike can. Not as good as the motorcycle and definitely not as good as the 4x4. So it's kind of a middle of the road thing, but considering that you're only supposed to be flying with this and not driving down the middle of the road, that's not too bad of a result. And the winner is the 4x4, but only just barely. It's a gas guzzler, but if you're going to be driving around the wasteland where landmines are prevalent, you are far safer just bouncing over them over your wheels than actually going over them the top of your body. But even if you did, it doesn't seem to take that much damage. And then of course followed up by the motorcycle, mini bike, bicycle, and the gyrocopter works about as good as any of the rest of them does. Apparently, mines just aren't really that big a deal when it comes to vehicles. Of course, you take more damage than the vehicle does itself, so I wouldn't recommend just going all willy-nilly off into the wasteland. But if you do, your vehicle's probably going to be okay, so when you do respawn, you can get back to your vehicle, and it should be just fine. Well, hopefully that was useful to you guys. If it was, do me a favor and leave a like on it. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. And we will see you guys in the next one.